nervous because I'm here now.
Hey guys, welcome into another episode of 410 Sports Talk. James Haskell with my co-host Glenn Martin. Excited to talk about something that is on a lot of people's minds. That is the vet Brandon Carr and the potential of the Ravens bringing him back. So we're going to dig into that. But before we do, I want you guys to take a second, subscribe. Go ahead and take a look at our Patreon if you're interested in interacting more with us and the show in general, getting your questions on the show, things like that. And then also turn your notifications on so you're notified every time a new video is up. So Brandon Carr, 34 years old, just got cut by his former team. He went back to the Cowboys. Got released by the Cowboys because apparently their defense is good enough. What?
Dead last. Dead last.
Yeah, they're terrible. So anyway, Brandon Carr is a former Raven. We know him well. We don't have a ton of depth right now. We started off the season, I think, with 5 corners. Now we're down to 4.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, they brought up Khalil Dorsey.
Right, but people are talking about this possibility. I'd like to know what 2 things, possibility of it and the fit. What's your take on those 2 things?
All right, so the first thing I think that jumps out at you is what you just mentioned, that the fact that the Cowboys have the worst defense in the National Football League and they cut Brandon Carr. So that's got to be a little worrisome, right? Because it's not like he is cut because he misses games. We know he wouldn't be cut because of a personality issue, because he's a great guy, great leader, great in the locker room, great in the community. So why would the worst defense in the league cut this guy other than they don't think he's very good? So that's the first thing that jumps out at me.
Or they don't care about defense.
Well, I mean, I think if you want to win, if you have interest in winning, which Jerry Jones, if there's one thing he cannot purchase and one thing he wants before Father Time comes a knocking is the Super Bowl. You can't win. You can't just buy a Super Bowl. You got to earn that. And you need defense. As we know, defense wins championships. So if they're cutting Brandon Carr from the worst defense in the league, something tells me that he's probably not, performing at a very high level. Now, why would the Ravens want to bring him in? I think we started this season agreeing that we have the most talented cornerback room in the entire league. So I don't know how much bringing a guy in who's now 34 years old, who's at this point a journeyman in the league. He's not a starter anymore. He's a backup at best. I don't think bringing in a guy like that helps on the field. Does it help? Maybe from a leadership standpoint, from a knowledge, having a coach on the field, as Wink always likes to say, that all that stuff helps. But if Brandon Carr were to ever suit up and play for the Ravens, I guarantee that's the person that the opposing quarterback will be attacking, that the opposing offensive coordinator will be game planning to go after. And I don't see at his age and at his, level of his physical decline that we've seen over the past couple of years, I don't think he can keep up with these young guys. I think he would get absolutely torched, and he would provide not much more than a healthy body who you can just throw out there. So what are your thoughts?
Ow.
I mean, the worst defense in the league just cut him.
It's like, hey guys, we need a heartbeat, a pulse.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
and functioning legs. You want to play? Man, whew. So I'm a little more optimistic than you. Okay. I think that he can fit and find. We can. If anybody can get value out of him, it's a lot of it has to do with fit. I don't think the Cowboys. Look, they're totally Dan Antoni in this thing. Like Dak leads the league in So no defense. Dak leads the league in yards. He's throwing the ball 50 million times a game. They're scoring a ton of points, and I don't think that they care how much they get scored on. They're going to try and outscore you. So I don't think they're worried about being a well-balanced football team. The Ravens have always been deep. They've always had great depth, and I think Brandon Carr could add to that. And Jimmy's already banged up. He's got a knee. So, we lose Tavon, we lose Jimmy. Jimmy's kind of filling that Brandon Carr role. Who else better to go get than Brandon Carr himself? I'm not saying we've lost Jimmy, but he's got a knee, and he has a history of missing games. So, it's a concern of mine. And on top of that, Jimmy's been getting cooked by some of these tight ends a couple times. Not saying that Brandon Carr would do any better. That's not fair to say either. But maybe throwing another body out there to kind of change things up might help. So
you brought up a good point that I didn't consider, is the injury to Jimmy Smith and the fact that he's every season missed multiple games to injury. He hasn't yet this season, right? As far as I know, he's missed some practices, but he's been a gamer. He's been able to
knock on that
suit
wood
up.
behind you.
Yeah, there you go. I can't knock too hard. My dogs will start barking. Yeah, I think that is a good point. So if we were having this same conversation and Jimmy Smith had missed, practice all week and missed last game, then maybe I think I'm singing a different tune, because I think you're right. I think Jimmy's clearly been taking over that role that we saw Carr in last season, and so yeah, I guess if Jimmy were forced to miss games, then I would say yes, please sign. So why not get ahead of it and bring Carr in now in the event
Did
that
I
way?
just change your mind?
I think you did. I think you swung me, which is rare on this show, man.
Seriously.
I mean, man, this is good. So, so you've swung me over to your side because I think we could get him on the vet minimum. We could get him on, in a way where he doesn't. And it's a guy that, we mentioned how it'd be hard to sign a guy off anyone else's team because they don't know your offense, your defense. He knows all that. So yeah, I guess you've swung my opinion, and yes, I would be for bringing in Brandon Carr, because how does it hurt?
Exactly. I don't see anything bad that can come out of it. I don't think any defense, I think they look at Averett just the same as they would look at Carr.
Well, the thing, the difference to that is that Averett has not hit his ceiling yet.
True, but I mean, right now where we are, he might be going this way and Carr's going this way, but they're kind of the same person, just on opposite ends of the spectrum, right?
Well,
like Carr's smarter as far as experience, but Averett's got the physical talents because he's younger.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. I just feel like they balance each other out.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. All right. You win this one, Jimbo.
I'm just spitting gospel right now.
Well, you won this one, but I'll be back at it next time, Buster.
All right. Well, you guys let us know what you think. Who are you? Well, now that Glenn is on my side, do you agree with both of us that we should go out and sign Carr? He'd be a good pickup. Let us know your thoughts. Leave us your comments. We love interacting with you guys, and make sure to subscribe, and we will talk to you guys soon.
See you.